Most people spend their entire lives waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect feeling, the perfect level of confidence. But the truth is simple. The perfect moment doesn't exist, and every day you wait, your life waits with you. You didn't come here to wait. You came here to rise. And rising doesn't happen when you feel prepared. It happens when something inside you whispers, "It's time," even though everything around you says, "Not yet." There comes a moment, quiet, subtle, nearly invisible, when you start asking yourself questions you can no longer ignore. Is this all there is? Why am I still in the same place? What would my life look like if I actually tried? These questions don't show up when you're strong. They appear when you're tired of your own excuses. Every "I'll start next week" or "let me be more confident first" is just fear wearing logical clothes. And fear isn't the enemy. Waiting is. Because waiting steals opportunities, momentum, and years you never get back. Readiness is a trap. If readiness mattered, the world would be full of successful people. But success doesn't come from readiness. It comes from action. Messy, imperfect, uncomfortable action. Action that begins when your voice trembles and your heart pounds. Think of a baby learning to walk. They don't read instructions or wait until their legs feel strong. They try, fall, rise, wobble, fall again, and rise again. That is growth, pure, unapologetic growth. Somewhere along the path of life, you forgot that. Someone convinced you that failure is embarrassing, that mistakes define you, that certainty must come before courage. But certainty is a luxury. Courage is a necessity. People don't wait because they're lazy. They wait because they're afraid. Afraid of failing, of judgment, of choosing wrong or wasting time. But not acting is also a choice, and often the most expensive one. Every dream has a cost, but so does every delay. And the price of delay is regret. Regret from a future version of you looking back and saying, "You didn't fail, you just didn't try." Rising before you're ready isn't about taking massive leaps. It's about taking the first step, no matter how small. 10 minutes of research, 5 minutes of movement, 1 page of reading. Success doesn't come to those who move the fastest. It comes to those who move first. Momentum begins when you decide to begin. And once you start, once you push through the first moment of resistance, everything shifts. Psychologists call it activation energy. The hardest part is starting. But once you begin, your brain transitions from "I can't do this" to "maybe I can." From "this is scary" to "this is possible." There are always 3 stages in rising before you're ready. First comes resistance, the heavy, sticky internal battle filled with doubts, insecurities, and the temptation to stay where you are. Then comes discomfort, the moment things feel unfamiliar, awkward, and unsettling. This is where most people quit, not because they're incapable, but because growth feels like danger. But discomfort is a sign that you're breaking old patterns and building new ones. And finally, there comes awakening, the moment you realize you survived your fear, your excuses, your hesitation, the moment you realize you're capable. This is when readiness finally arrives, not before, not during hesitation, but after you rise. Every successful person you admire began with doubt. Every writer doubted their first page. Every entrepreneur doubted their first idea. Every athlete doubted their first step onto the field. You're not behind. You're simply at your beginning. And beginnings always feel insecure. You don't need to feel good enough yet. You only need to believe you can improve. Improvement is guaranteed as long as you start. Think about how many dreams you've had. How many ideas lived briefly in your imagination but died before you gave them life? Not because you lacked skill or potential, but because you were waiting to feel ready. If you're listening to this, let it be the message you've been avoiding. Your future is getting impatient. Your potential is suffocating inside your hesitation. Your life is waiting for you to make the first move. Rising before you're ready means stepping into discomfort with the understanding that you may fall, but you will grow. You may make mistakes, but you will learn. You may feel lost, but you will evolve. Comfort never created greatness. Comfort creates repetition. Discomfort creates transformation. And the most powerful step you will ever take is the one your fear is trying hardest to block. Stop asking, "Am I ready?" Start asking, "What's my next step?" Don't chase the perfect moment. Create a moment and move inside it. Your life won't change from one dramatic leap. It will change through small, consistent shifts. Rise once, that's courage. Rise again, that's determination. Rise every day, that's destiny. And when you finally rise, you discover something extraordinary. You are stronger than you believed, braver than you imagined, more capable than you ever gave yourself credit for. You realize fear wasn't the mountain, it was the shadow. You realize readiness isn't something you wait for, it's something you grow into with every step forward. When you choose to rise before you're ready, you change your identity. You stop being the person who waits. You stop being the person who hesitates. You become the person who acts, who decides, who commits, who keeps moving. And identity shapes destiny. Right now, there is something you've been avoiding, a dream you've been shrinking, a goal you've been postponing until the day you feel ready. That day isn't coming, and that's okay, because you don't need readiness, you need movement. You need one action, one step, one moment of courage that tells your fear you don't get to decide my life anymore. So rise tired, rise uncertain, rise afraid, rise imperfect, but rise now. Because your story begins the moment you stop waiting and start living. Your future is calling, and it's saying one thing: rise before you're ready.